Hi, I'm Ian King. Welcome to part one of the Scottish Sun's exclusive interview with ring legend Sugar Ray Leonard. Ray tells us about his fights with the incredible Roberto Duran. You came from an era of fighters that no one can ever think would come again, the four kings. If we talk through them one by one, starting first of all with Roberto Duran, how would you describe the two fights against Roberto Duran?
The two fights against Roberto Duran was night and day.
Mm-hmm.
The first fight, I realized the significance of psychological warfare, because he got me upstairs, and physically he overwhelmed me. I learned that it's just not physical, but it's also mental. And the first fight, I had lost so much of my composure going into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about what I could do effectively against Roberto Duran.
Mm-hmm.
I should have been more of a boxer then. I tried to outslug him. I tried to out-hustle him. I tried to out-punch him, which was not smart by any means. 15 rounds of that pretty much taught me a major lesson that I got to think first, too.
Yep. I think when everyone looks at him, you said to me when we did the interview for the Scottish Sun for the newspaper that you thought you grew up in a ghetto and then you went to where Roberto Duran comes from.
Yes.
And then you felt middle class.
I felt I felt when I saw where he grew up in Panama. And again, like you stated, I thought I was, I lived in the ghetto, poor poverty and what have you. But poverty was like middle class.
Yeah.
to Roberto Duran, and I had a lot of respect for where he's been and where he's gone. It's just amazing. The people that you meet in this incredible sport of fisticuffs, that majority of us come from poor beginnings.
Yeah.
For sure.
When you look at the second fight with him, it's probably one of the most famous fights in boxing history. I think everyone remembers the bolo punch and the winding up the right hand and hitting him with the left and no mass. Did you break his heart that night?
I think he broke his own heart.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that personally, I feel that he blew his own heart. He hurt himself by being not rational with what was taking place, because the first fight and the second fight was night and day. The first fight was pounding against the ropes, clenching, tying up, headbutting, everything else. The second fight was more artistic.
Mm-hmm.
It was more technical, and I was able to use more of my speed and my quick feet, my thinking, my ring generalship, that proved to be extremely effective with him.
Yep. Did you actually hear him say no mas?
Didn't quite hear him say no mas. That's a good question. But I saw him do this.
Yep.
And what does this mean?
Yep.
No more, right?
Right.
So there was a big controversy or debate about him saying no mas. I didn't particularly hear him say it, but this indicates no more.
Was that in some ways better than knocking him out?
Not really.
No. Actually,
not really. Looking back some 30 years later, I say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I'm 58. Back then, it was more that he quit as opposed to I made him quit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It was more so about him than about I did that to him.
Yep.
So that really disturbed me. It bothered me for a while. Naturally, as the years went by, I retired a couple of times. Didn't make that much of a difference to me.
What's your relationship like with him now?
We're friends, amigos. I see him periodically at events such as this, where I'm here. Mutual respect. There's mutual respect.
Yep.
Very special.